Right, okay folks, welcome to another Main Meister 10 minute mashup. Now this game, Stealth, released in 1984 on the Atari 8-bit. It was also ported I should say, to the Commodore 64, though not until a wee bit later. Now, this game does have distinct memories for me. Back in the day, I used to go along, it was a Wednesday, we used to go up to this high school in Livingston for a computer club. They should have just renamed it Piracy Club, because that's quite literally what we did. We took up our own computers, etc., and we just copied tapes and discs, etc. And it was mostly, well, I would say it was probably mostly ZX Spectrums that were there. Mostly the younger kids had Spectrums. There was a number of Commodore 64s, including myself. We were the kind of older kids. And then there was one unfortunate at the time, so I thought, one unfortunate guy that had an Atari. And he was the only person that had an Atari. And I always thought it was a bit strange that he actually went to the club, because he used to go along and, you know, back then you had to carry your TV, etc. He used to set up his TV, set up his computer, and he would sit and play games. And nobody would talk to him. Absolutely nobody. Now, unfortunately, the guy was a wee bit disfigured. I don't know whether that was the reason that people didn't speak to him. I mean, I used to say hello to him, but he wasn't very friendly. I don't know the background behind it at all, but I just remember this guy being up there on his own with his Atari, and he used to sit and play his games and nobody would speak to him. And I used to wonder, why did he even go, because he never ever came across, and he never asked to play, you know, the Commodore 64 or the Spectrum, whatever. But largely there was nothing that caught my attention when he was playing his games, but this game did. Stealth, and even now, looking at it now, I mean, look at that kind of graduation in the background with the sunset. It's very, very vibrant. There was something really futuristic about this game. You know, the way that the spaceship kind of moves up and down as it's kind of hovering over the landscape. The sort of pseudo 3D graphics, which looking at it now, it's very, very simplistic. The idea of the game is to destroy the tower, which you can see in the background. Now that tower does gradually get bigger. You'll see at the bottom there, you've got energy. Now there are two. That thing there gives you energy, and then the pink one actually takes the energy off you. So you've got to be very careful. It's quite a tricky game because you've also got a time limit. And have you got a time limit? No, you don't have a time limit, but the energy does go down quite quickly. You can see at the far right at the top, distance, that is the distance to the tower. So you've got to try and fly as quickly as you can to this tower to destroy it. Pressing forwards accelerates, pulling back decelerates. And you've obviously got to try and pick up energy when you can. Well, there is a clock, yeah, there is a clock down the bottom there. That's actually, the clock doesn't tick down, it just tells you how long you've actually got. So you don't have a time limit, but the energy is the restricting factor, and I've just run out of energy there. I managed to survive 2 minutes and 46 seconds. It's game over. Let's get back into it. So yeah, you've got to try and get to this tower as quickly as possible. Obviously your energy is going down, so you want to get to the end as quickly as possible, but the payoff is, because you're flying up the screen really quickly, you don't really have a lot of time to react as to what's coming towards you. So you'll sometimes see the little pink energy boosts, but the problem is you can destroy them. So, you know, you've got to try and get there as quickly as possible, but you've got to try and be careful to not destroy them. That bright pink one is a bad one. That's one that actually takes energy off you. Now, in all the years that I've been playing this game, I've always found it incredibly frustrating, and I have never actually succeeded. I don't know whether I'm going to succeed in this video. We shall keep our fingers crossed. But anyway, getting back to Computer Club, so this guy, he used to play this game, and I always just thought it looked really, really great. It looked impressive. It was later on, it did appear in the C64. I think I've done a face-off kerfuffle comparing them. There is very, very little, as far as I can remember, between the versions, but the Atari one does have some nicer colour. So yeah, it's a very, very simplistic game, but I just think it looks, technically it looks nice. It really does. I think possibly in the Commodore 64 the sprites were multicoloured, whereas on the Atari, although it's got a better colour palette, the sprites, the non-player sprites for enemy sprites and other stuff, they're all single colour. Well, no, that enemy sprite was two colours right enough. So how are we doing for distance? I'm still miles away. I don't know if you're actually piloting a spaceship or is it a jet fighter. I'm really not too sure. The little kind of afterburners flashing away there. How are we doing for the energy? So yeah, you do have to try and, obviously the slower you go, bugger, I've just lost some. The slower you go over the energy thing, portal, the more energy you can pick up. Excuse me, I had a late night last night. And some nice sound effects as well. Excuse me. Right, we need to try and hold it together. We've not got too long until we get there, but energy is low. Let's try and get some. Alright, that's good. Right, we've got, I don't know, just over 2,000 meters. I don't know what it is. Miles, possibly? I don't know, no, unlikely. And you can see there the tower is getting a wee bit bigger. I'm actually getting quite nervous now. I don't think I've ever actually got this far. Which says it all about my game playing skills. Oh, bugger, I've just shot the wrong one. Right, we've got 800, 700, 58, 55, 54, 50, 49, 40, it's going way too quick. Now we're almost there, folks. 200 to go, 150, we're almost there. Hey! That's pretty nice, actually. Yeah, that is pretty damn cool. Right, let's take a look at level 2, I think. And like most 8-bit games, it's exactly the same, I think. Is there any additional enemies or something? Obviously start right back at the start, so we've got 9,000 meters, whatever it is. Yeah, what I always thought was really impressive was the way the ship, it doesn't just stay static as it's flying towards the screen. It does kind of move up and down a wee bit, which does kind of increase the feeling of speed, and you're actually piloting something. But like is it the land? What's it called? The Land Cruiser thing in Star Wars. Didn't get some energy? Oh, don't want that. Yeah, you can't afford to be too trigger happy, because you'll end up just destroying all the enemy. Well, not the enemy. You'll end up destroying all the energy pods which you need. Right, I'm going to struggle here. Almost dead. Yeah, I'm going to struggle. Life over. Ah, right, it doesn't actually put you right back to start. I thought it did. You resume from where you died, which isn't too bad. Right, if I keep up at the same speed, I've probably got about, well, it's almost 1,000 per second, so I've got about 34 seconds until I hopefully reach this thing. But I think for an early game, it does look impressive. And yeah, look, playing it now, it's very, very limited. You know, it's not a game you're going to want to play on a regular basis. It's all very, very samey. I'm presuming, you know, extra levels are the same. But it's a nice game to revisit. You know, especially it was one of the most impressive games of its time on the Atari. Right, we're getting there, folks. We've got just over 1,100 units, whatever that might be, until we get to the end of this thing. As long as I don't mess it up. There we go. 7, 74, 3, 2, 1, 69, 60, 65, 62, 61, 59, 55, 4, 2. Getting there. Right, we've got just over 300 left. Energy looks not too bad. There we go. Hey! Interesting, I've played this over the years and never ever managed to complete it, and then I've managed to get to level 2. Won my first go. We'll give level 3 a quick go. Oh, I like that. That's nice. Assuming we're now in Mars or something. Oops. Yeah, very, very, very repetitive. It's almost like a technical demo. You know, here's some footage of a spaceship or jet flying across a landscape. Does look impressive, doesn't mean it's a great game. But you know, this was the early days of the computer industry. Right, last life. It's actually a game. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Polybius by Jeff Minter. You're flying into the screen. This game could probably be remade in VR. It does have that kind of Polybius feel to it, and it's game over. Right, anyway, folks, listen, that is Stealth. I think it's by Broderburn Software, and that was on the Atari 8-bit. Until next time, folks, as always, thank you very much for watching.